Action News Now Storm Tracker weather. Coverage you can count on.
I know that we're in some dangerous fire weather right now, but boy, was it chilly out there this morning. It feels like a change of the season.
Yeah, it was like I think the first morning where we kind of like to keep it cold in our house,
Yeah.
but the air conditioner did not kick in.
No.
It was lower in our house than we had the setting, Jason.
Yeah, it was not warming up very quickly this morning, although we had lots of sunshine. We definitely cooled down in places that didn't have a lot of overnight wind. Chico was one of those locations that dropped down to 41 degrees this morning. We actually had another location a little bit higher up in elevation that broke a record, actually just destroyed the record. But right now we have a clear sky above, and we're going to have plenty of sunshine for the next several days. Unfortunately, the fire danger is still there, but fortunately the wind is not quite as strong as it has been. Taking a live look outside from our Bloomer lookout, 72 degrees under a mostly sunny sky in Chico. The wind still breezy, 14 miles an hour. We've had some wind gusts in excess of 20 miles an hour the last couple hours. Redding also 74, thankfully not as windy as yesterday. Had wind gusts of 50 miles an hour yesterday. Today about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Currently north at 13. Red Bluff much quieter, 75 degrees and a mostly clear sky. A little bit of smoke here in the air here and there. And for Oroville, 72 degrees. The wind breezy, 12 miles an hour out of the north-northwest. Fire danger though is still going to be pretty high. Thankfully not as windy tomorrow compared to today, which is weaker than yesterday too. Temperatures will be in the 70s and 80s. Wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour, and the humidity is still going to be way lower than we want it to be, between 5 and 20%. The red flag warning continues until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for all valley, foothill, and mountain locations. Some gusts up to 40 to 50 miles an hour possible. A lot of those 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts are thankfully done now. We also have the wind advisory, 2 of them in fact, one for the valley until 8 o'clock tonight, another for the foothills as well as the mountains until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. For the higher elevations, that wind is going to hang on a little bit longer. But this morning, if you thought it was cold in the valley, it was a lot colder in Modoc County. Alturas just destroyed this record low, 7 degrees this morning. The old low from 85 years ago was 14 degrees. Elsewhere, the lows were in the 20s in the higher terrain, 40s and 50s around the valley. But when we have less wind, it's going to cool down a little bit more tomorrow morning. Current temperatures, 50s, 60s, and 70s. We can say goodbye to all that summer heat. It's not going to be here for a while. I wish we could say hello to some rain clouds. They're just not in the forecast in the short term or the long term. It's still all about the wind. Looking at our future cast, hour by hour, we're going to have the gusty wind over the foothills as well as the canyons late tonight through early tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, it begins to weaken, which is really good news for us. The air is still going to be awfully dry, though, and the overnight lows and daytime highs will be very, very far apart with that dry air. So we'll have cool lows and warm daytime highs. Here's your forecast for Tuesday. Overnight lows for the northern mountains dropping down to the chilly 30s. The highs will warm up into the 60s and 70s for the Sierra, as well as the rest of the Cascades and the Plateau. Teens and 20s tomorrow morning. Highs, though, will be warmer in the 60s and lower 70s. For the ridge, we're expecting overnight lows in the 50s. Not quite as windy, but still breezy. Highs tomorrow will also be pleasant with lower 70s. For the valley tonight, it's going to be a little bit cooler, especially around Redding, dropping down to the upper 40s. Highs tomorrow, though, in the lower 80s, so warmer than it was today with lots of sun and weaker wind. Just some breezes. For the Chico area, lows return to lower to mid 40s tomorrow morning. Highs will rise to the upper 70s and lower 80s for your Tuesday, the final Tuesday of October. Next 7 days in Chico, it's going to be above average, 75 to 80 degrees for highs. Halloween on Saturday looking sunny and pleasant. And then don't forget, Saturday night when you go to bed, you got to fall back an hour. We go back to standard time. For Redding, upper 70s and lower 80s all the way through the first couple days of November. We just have a lot of cool overnights ahead.
All right, thank you, Jason. Local growers are doing